Previously on Indistinct Chatter.
What about an actor's contribution, though? Like if an actor comes on set and they've done their work for their character and they're getting emotional on set and they're delivering the lines and everything, yeah, they're still there for the job, but isn't there an art to their purpose?
Hot take, I don't think acting is an art.
How? How?
I think it's an occupation. I think it's an expression. It can be. But I don't see acting specifically as an art myself.
I guess
Why is there?
I think it's part of an art.
I understand that because they're not making a.
They're not doing it by themselves, essentially. Yeah.
So
and not saying that all art has to be by itself, but when I think acting is a part of it. Like, I don't think writing is an art. I think what comes, like the play, like the final production, that's the art piece. I think the way I see it is the art itself is the final product, and everyone is just doing their part. Like,
So
that's
does the process
artists
not matter?
I think it matters,
isn't the
but it's
process
just
arguably the art.
no. I think the art is the art. I think the process is the process, and then the art is the art.
Art is what's made.
Yeah.
But so if an actor wrote a monologue themselves and they're performing the monologue,
The performance is the art, but
the performance is what the actor's giving.
based on something they wrote. And yeah, they gave it.
Yeah,
they
but it's what they
performed it.
make it. Like, it's the life that they give the words.
No,
The
yeah,
words don't mean anything
but
until
again,
they're performed correctly.
the performance is the art, but I don't think I don't know.
I kind of understand what you're saying. So like, I kind
I
of get
guess,
it
yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense.
because it's like, okay, like a painter is making a piece that's like tangible, right? And so like acting is a means to create the art, but I don't know if the acting is the art. I don't know if like dipping a paintbrush in paint and stroking is art. I think art is the piece and you are creating the art. So I don't think acting as a whole, like it's not because it's not tangible. Maybe I kind of understand it. Like, it's like a weird gray area.
Well, it's also just because you can't act without anything. Like, that's I guess that's where it comes from. Like, you can't just be like, okay, I'm acting. Like, that's just not that's
I've
not
decided
a thing.
I'm
Yeah,
acting
no.
now.
You need like a script, or at least even within improv,
people
like
do
you
it.
need a base. You need something to base it on. And whatever
Sometimes you're the base, though. I act every day.
I was
I'm
gonna ask.
I'm not reading lines every day.
Okay, so do you think that you're making art every day? Do you think you acting? Okay, so let's say, just for argument's sake, that when you go to work, that's acting. That's not actually
I'm pretty much
you.
a character.
Yeah. So are
there's a
you
different
saying
Vlad.
that you
It's a word.
working where you work, that's art? You're making art while you work?
Yeah, to some people that is what it is. Every day is their art.
Well, here's a important question. I
Do
feel.
you agree with that though, Vlad?
Tanner, what's your
free,
opinion
though.
on performance art?
That's art. But it's the performance, it like itself. Like, you gotta do it. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people could be like, I'm an artist, but they don't do anything, you know? Like, they're just like, oh, I'm an artist. And it's just like, okay.
There's nothing tangible.
What? I guess, yeah. And I don't mean physically tangible, but I feel like in order for you to be an artist, you have to say, this is my art. Look at my art. Listen to my art.
Can't see
feel
it
my
or
art.
hear it or
Yeah.
Does art need to exist physically? Because here's what I'm thinking with like.
If it doesn't, then what is it?
Well, so no, because here's what I'm
NFTs,
thinking
baby.
with like performance art, right? Like, say, I don't know. I'm going to use Eric Andre as an example of performance art, which isn't the best.
I was gonna bring you up Eric Andre.
But yeah, so like, say when he's on the street fucking with people, we watch that, and that's art in its own way. Get rid of the cameras, do you just consider that a dickhead with a mic?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in that case, yes.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
No, because there's
Imagine-
literally no
I
purpose at that
understand,
point.
I understand, but here's the thing: is imagine if there's 150 people around him there to watch him, but it's still not
They're
recorded.
there to watch him.
And they're there to watch
That's
him.
a
It's the exact
performance.
same thing as if there was a camera. You're just moving the audience
But like,
into
say,
the actual space as opposed to in their homes.
I think
But
what
here's the
Tanner's
thing,
saying
like-
is if you're in your room alone and you're acting,
That's not
That-
art.
But
That's
that's
not
not what he
art.
was saying. He was saying acting
I
is
know,
not
but-
art. Which means
Okay.
that even if you're on set in front of a group of people or on stage in front of an audience, then you're not performing. You're not part of the art. You're not giving it.
No,
art.
you are part of the art.
No,
You
but
are
I'm
just
saying
not the
you're
art.
not the art.
Yeah, no.
So then why
fully.
are people getting recognition for their performances?
do you think
Why is
Coral
there an
Buffer-
award at the
Because
Oscars?
they're
for
doing their
acting?
part, but that doesn't necessarily mean what they did was
So
art.
their part has no value till it's part of a greater whole.
Yeah.
Tanner, do you know who Coral Bufford is?
No.
I'm in the gray.
Yes.
I understand how it's part of a bigger piece, but I also understand how like what their contribution is obviously, important.
Here's the thing, because Vlad brought up the fact that like being in your room doing whatever the hell is that art. Tanner, share your screen with me real quick, or let me share my screen, because this is a guy, in my opinion, his name's Coral Bufford or Buff Corral.
We don't need to.
No, I think in his own way, this is performance.
You know
art.
what? Actually, before you do it, no, because he has a fucking camera, Griffin. He is not alone in his room. He is recording it to put it
But
on
that
the
wasn't
internet.
Your point. That's not why this conversation started.
True.
You said acting is not art. That's what I'm talking to you about. It doesn't matter.
This guy's a fucking genius.
Why does this look familiar?
Because every one of his videos looks like this.
This is my first time doing some the baby future Roddy Rich.
Yeah.
Joint's called Rock Star.
Every video's like this.
That's a
Keep it in
fucking
144p.
It's all up with the double strike. And we strike. Yeah, I'm gonna do.
This
My
looks so
biggest thing
familiar.
about him is how ripped he is. It's insane. This guy works out a ton. He's fucking ripped.
Is it supposed to be comedic?
It's hard to know. We don't, as the viewers, we don't really know if this is performance art or if this guy's serious, and that's kind of why it's brilliant.
Is this his version of interpretive dance?
He dances and does covers.
And the thing is,
He's
he
vibing.
does all that while looking
Look.
like this.
Hey, look at his eyebrows.
Oh
That's
wow!
him.
So,
it's
that's
like-
a character that he puts on, maybe.
He's
I mean-
ripped.
Maybe.
So it's like, is that performance art?
Oh,
Sure,
click-
he has
wait.
a camera on him, but it's like, I don't know. Where does the line? Where do you draw the line?
It's a gray area. I would guess.
When it's okay. Well, then, Vlad, let me ask you this, because you yourself, well, you didn't say this is something you believe in or agree, but you essentially said it's not art until it's released.
I was saying on the topic of like the business side of it, that it's arguably only art once it's being consumed, and that it's a business during the I was saying that the process is a business, but the consumption is the art. You're consuming
Just
the
same
art.
with acting.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be the same thing as acting?
But that's not a point that I believe in. It's a point that just was a part of
Okay.
the discussion. I think the process is the art. I think that's part of the art. I think as an actor coming onto set and giving what you can, you're lending a hand and you're helping tell a story. I don't think that it's basically art just because it's part of something else. So like Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4, this is a spoiler for that, but this like the show will be over.
Spoiler
that
alert.
week. But spoiler alert for the beginning of Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4. Sebastian Stan has the scene as Bucky when he's in Wakanda in a forest with Io, and they're basically clearing his mind of the brainwashing. And it's some of the best acting I've seen in the MCU as a whole. It was my favorite scene in the show so far. It's phenomenal. I don't think that his performance only has weight because we were watching it. I can only imagine it touched people on an emotional level on set that day.
I'm not in any way saying acting is unimportant or less than, or that it can't be impressive or that it can't be something that's incredible. I just don't think it itself is art. Like that's just
doing it.
Yeah. Like, is paint art, or is it the supplies to make art?
Painting is art. But acting is not it's not a standalone existing thing. It's a process, as is painting. The paint's not the art, it's means for the art.
No, but I think I don't think
memorization.
I don't think painting is the art. I think the painting is the art, but I don't think the process of painting is included in the art.
I think the process is its own art, and the
product. I think it's a good philosophical. It's a good philosophical discussion about the where we place the value in the things we do, and you look at how we make money off our labor, and you only make money off of what you can give to somebody, and the value is what is made. And I think as people, we place value in our effort, and as the consumers, we place value in what we can consume. It's an interesting philosophical
well, I guess to kind of go into that, what is the difference between the process of art and labor? Is labor only labor if you're being paid and it's for a job, or is labor just a term for you are working?
Exactly. Then that's my point, is that it's a philosophical quandary, because
I think labor has to involve something being taken. You're giving your time. Sometimes you're giving sometimes it's exhausting. I feel like it gets to a point, once it hits a certain level mentally for you, that's your own labor. But for you, Tanner, the process of when you're writing your scripts, or you're on set directing your short films or whatever, or recently, obviously, you were acting in that commercial. Was none of that an art to you? Is it just because it's the process? It's work.
It's truly just that's work.
I think what he's saying is art is the piece that's made at the
art
end.
Is the final product. Yeah.
Is the
in my opinion,
consume.
You are working towards something. I don't think that is part of art. I think you are working towards art. That's
my question
the way
is
I
this,
see
though. If you're contributing to the piece of art, does that make you an artist? So now that you've been in this commercial, and it's a global commercial, were you a artist on set to create that?
No, which actually pulls me in to the rest of the industry talk. And that's separating.
I disagree with you, by the way. I just wanted to put that out there.
I figured.
Because it's just no.
It's art. Not. It's art versus a job. That's I think, obviously.
But what is an artist if not someone who's creating art?
Art depends on, obviously, how you're looking at it. I've made things where I'm I'm making it, I'm doing it, bless you. I'm making it, I'm doing it, I'm doing this whole process, but it's still not art, because it's not. I think art, the definition, in my opinion only, the definition of art lies within passion. If there is no passion, it's not art.
So then if your passion's acting, how is that not art? Every argument,
it's part of something. That's what I'm trying to say.
Given to this is literally arguing against your own point.
No, you are choosing it to argue against.
No, dude, you literally just said that. You were
I think.
No, I said if there's passion there, it's art. But I don't think the process is the art. If you were passionate while doing the process, whatever came out, that's art.
But if your passion is literally acting, how is that not art?
What are you acting towards? You're acting in a play. You're acting in a movie. You're acting for.
What is passion?
Well, no. If your passion is acting, and then you put on a character when you go to work every day,
sure.
Are you that? Is that what you would you associate that those passions are the same thing, you know?
Also,
No,
if
those
the
are two
person
different
knows,
things.
if the person who's consuming it, do they know if it's art or not? Then does that make it art or not?
That's another fair point.
That's another thing to consider, because it's like, what, regardless of if you know that it's somebody's passion and art and passion and labor that's gone into it, and you're consuming it, that can still be art. So it's like, like I said, it's a quandary. It puts like this, like, I think both sides make sense. Yeah, it's paradoxical in a way. So it's like, I think the reason Vlad is so passionate about it is because he's an actor, and I think Tanner sees it from a little bit of a bigger perspective, because he's seeing it from a director or a producer or a writer lens, and that's why I'm like, I'm in the gray area, because like the only art that I've ever made is like, I'm a painter, right? And I know when I'm painting, or I used to sing, I know the when you're in the middle of it, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. You're like, you just want to get through it. You're like, I know what I need to do to get to make this the best thing that it needs to be. And it doesn't feel like you're making art. Like sometimes when you're painting, it's super laborious, and it's like you're exhausted and your back hurts and your knees hurt. But you know the end part is going to it's something that you can consume, and that, like, that's the art. I don't know if me being like hunched over hot 100-degree pavement doing a chalk drawing is art necessarily. And so I could see where,
well, also let me I guess to my point with the situation, and I feel like actors might come at me at this point, but I think the difference in at least what I'm thinking right now, and the difference in why I personally don't see acting as an art, is because for an actor, that is their whole job. Like, once you're wrapped on set,
you're done.
You're done. But when it comes to literally everything else in a movie, you are there continue, like,
that's the very beginning.
The writer, yeah, like the writer has to be aware and continuing to think about the edit. The editor has to go with the edit. The director, the producers don't get to stop worrying about the movie until it's been on DVD for a year and a half. Like, that's just like, so I think, yes, my apologies on that topic. I think that's why I have the mentality I have about acting, is because I personally just see it as a part of an overall thing. And so it's just like, cool, you got your part done, but like the art isn't done. Like the art's still going on. Like we're still working on it. Like it's just like, I don't know, like if say you were painting something with someone and they finish their part, but the other person is like still going, to me, it would just feel like shitty if the other person who finished, they're like, oh, look at this art. Like, I did art. I'm done. I did art. Like, da-da-da. As opposed to being like, oh, look what we did.
The actor doesn't necessarily choose to just leave. That they fulfilled their job and they've done what they can to carry the whole journey forward.
I think acting is a process to get to the art. It's like, I was looking at my tattoos because I'm a fucking weirdo and I look at myself in the thing, and tattooing is a process. The tattoo is the art. So like he was like, acting is the process. The scene, the monologue, the
final
whatever is the art.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it's a gray area, because you can say that like doing a part, and like I was thinking about The Revenant and like how amazing that is, and like I imagine being on set for that is just like, wow, like that is art, but that's because you're there to see it. I think if it's just like Leo and a camera, like I think Leo is doing, it's a process. It's a labor, whether he's passionate about it or not, he's laboring to then get a product, and then that product is the art. I don't. So like again,
I'm gonna go against what I said essentially, more or less. Sorry, Griff. Continue.
What you've been doing.
Well, I was
the
going to
whole time.
ask, mostly in your opinion, Tanner, but I guess for all of our sake, if you're commissioned to create something by somebody as an artist, is it still
Okay.
art?
That was gonna pull me to my other point, and then we got sucked into this. Before I get to that, I'll say this. I think stage and theater is an art. Film acting, I don't think film acting is an art, because the process, especially as a film actor, it's mostly nothing.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make any sense?
That literally does not make any sense, because there's a process, dude. So like there's the script and there's
I'm an actor. You don't got to yell at me like that. I act. I do my process. I know the process.
Take it easy. My point was basically like there's lines, but they have literally no meaning unless the actor does the work. If someone comes on set and just deadpan reads everything and they just acted, and then you put that out and make the movie, is that the same level of art as if someone goes and does the work, tries to make a character, tries to give it meaning, a sense of humanity, and then puts that out? Like there's a big difference. You know what
you could say? You could say the same thing about a camera person, or like if the shot's shitty and they still put it out.
Technicalities to that.
How are there technicalities in camera work versus acting? Aren't they both processes to make art?
No, they are. But what I mean is like there's literally a technicality of like we have to get the focus right. We have to have a certain like. Well, there's different shots and stuff.
That's if you choose. Like that's all a choice, you know.
I know,
like,
but my point.
Same thing with
like,
acting. Like someone could say, "Okay, we're just gonna put this out of focus." Like we're choosing to put it out of focus and all that stuff.
They can do that. I'm not saying there isn't, but I never said that those aren't forms of art as well, because I think they are. But if there's
my question is,
if you're saying that there's no difference between a cameraman and an actor, or if you're saying a cameraman is like, if that's an art form, if the technicalities of like getting a shot right is an art, then what's the difference between that and acting? Because again, what I'm saying is that someone's bringing a piece of themselves to it. So if you have, I don't know, man, like
of the person.
I'm trying to think of like an example of someone who's been recognized for their work. I literally, what's like I don't know, who's an actor that's gotten an Academy Award that like really deserved? Mahershala Ali, right? There's an example in Moonlight. If he just showed up and he just read the lines, yeah, it would probably still be great because he's Mahershala. But like, if he just came on set and said the lines and didn't put any like emotion, any depth into the character, would he have been a memorable character despite only being in a third of the movie? Would he have deserved an Academy Award for it? Or did he do the work, especially working on that in between being in other things? I'm pretty sure like he was juggling like 3 projects at the time. I think he talks about it on like the Hollywood Reporter Roundtable. He had to make sure there was a difference between his 3 characters so that they didn't feel like they're the same person, that it wasn't just Mahershala on set in front of a camera. And so he came, he did the work, he tried to bring something to a character, and then he gave all that he could and he left because that's the job. He's not going to sit in the editing room with the rest of the people because that's not his job. But like, is it not art? Is it not art to say that he brought something and he made that character emotional and he gave him a residential value? Like, that's what I mean. Like, what's the difference between him bringing something to it as opposed to why not then just come and read everything deadpan? What's the point?
I mean, more or less, like you said, he did his job. That's the job of the actor.
But that was his art. His art was making the character the character.
I think the art.
I just want to ask, do you get what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with me. No, it's not sure. Is it a yes or no? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I
just wanted to make that, because like, you'll still believe what you believe. It's just, even being like, you're a director, you're a writer, you're a producer, you're an actor, you're all of them. I find it very surprising that you don't find film acting to be an art, considering you're going to be working with them for the rest of your life. I just find that interesting. That's all. That's honestly.
I was just going to mention how you said something about like the script, right? So it's like, I get that they're like reading it and acting it or whatever, but it's like, does that take away from the script? So like when you read
entirely.
when you read it, are you then saying like, oh, this isn't good or bad based on the performances?
You could tell that pretty
Or are
easily.
you creating it in your own head because you're an actor and you know how this should go, or does that make the script good or bad? Because I was
What
just
do you
thinking like, so like good actors can make a bad script look good, but can like a good script make bad actors look good? Because he was mentioning like, okay, so like an actor comes onto set and like they give their all, and like I've seen there's a billion movies out there where the script is terrible, but the actors are good and they can almost save a movie. It's really close. Like there's a lot of movies out there that I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm like, damn, like if the script was just a little bit better, that would have been a good movie.
Like Star Wars. Ewan McGregor's phenomenal. Is the script that great? Probably not, you know?
And so it's like he couldn't save episode 2, but like episode 3 always had a bit of script. So I just don't like, does the acting make that script a piece of art?
Sometimes it's the reverse though. Writing has its own merit. Like there's a lot that goes into
obviously,
writing.
yeah.
There's some dialogue that's like, wow, this is really good. And Michael Madsen's an example. He's in a lot of Tarantino things. No hate on Michael Madsen, but his deliveries aren't always like anything super, super stellar. But the script is damn good because Tarantino knows how to write. So I think there's merit to each thing. I don't think Michael Madsen didn't, I don't think he didn't perform his art in his own way.
And I'll say this, thinking about with regards to my field of art and photography, you hear all types of stuff. Like, say I take a great photo, especially back in the day, people be like, oh, you must have such a nice camera, you must have such a nice lens, or whatever. It's like, I just know what I'm doing. Like back then I had a piece of shit camera and I still took great photos, because at the end of the day, what matters is the person behind it, and their interpretation of it. And there have been all kinds of really interesting articles where they'll give some professional photographer of 20 years a $200 camera, and they'll give somebody who just posts photos on Instagram a $10,000 camera, and they compare the differences. And sure, the person with the $10,000 camera will get a good photo here and there, but that's just because they're shooting all day, and it's just the odds.
You're bound to stumble across something good, yeah.
Exactly, but the professional, he'll take 10 photos and probably 5 to 8 of them are great, so he has a significantly higher hit rate.
Phenomenal photos on their iPhones. Like people make movies on iPhones that are amazing,
because it comes down to the person behind it, what they're doing. And so that, to bring this back into the point, it's there can be some shitty movies with excellent actors, and you're like, this is almost kind of a thing. Like it could be better.
It's almost good.
yeah. But we're on the doorstep of good. That's
I like I said, I can totally see how your labor is not an art, because it's like you're doing this for the outcome, and the piece that's made is the art. And I can totally see how your performance is the art, and what comes to the end you're not responsible for, because there's so many other people whose hands are on it. So I can totally see both sides of that. And it's like, that's how you see movies where it's like, how do they get this fucking person to be in this movie? They're a phenomenal actor and this movie fucking blows, because it's like that Jupiter Ascending movie, who's fucking Eddie Redmayne's in that movie. Eddie Redmayne is like one of the greatest actors out right now. That movie is terrible, but it's because he read it in his mind and his actor brain and was like, this could be good. And then by the time it came out, it was a fucking, Channing Tatum on roller skates movie. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like, I totally see how you could see both sides, and like, totally, again, there's another conversation where we could have a 2-hour episode and nobody would budge any other way, because both sides are pretty, valid.
There's just different perspectives.
I can see how somebody who's an actor could like see that and be like, fuck no, I would never agree. And like, it could rub somebody the wrong way. but it's
Well, that's what it was.
you
I
know.
just got defensive because Tanner just trashed on my passion. That's literally all that it was, and he knows
it's definitely
that. That's fine.
it's a philosophical thing for sure.
That's
Here's
literally
a
all that it was.
question. This is one that I thought about the other day. Is why did we choose our respective creative mediums?
Acting literally changed my life, and I'm only who I am because of acting. I was a very shy kid that barely could speak English, and I had barely come to the States. I only learned English. Obviously, I was inevitably going to learn it, but I only learned it because I wanted to play with all the other kids that were my age, and I couldn't. So I was very, very motivated to learn English, and so I did. Then it turned out I was super shy, so it didn't matter because despite me having the means and the language and the tools to communicate with other kids, I didn't know how to. And it wasn't until my mom got the idea of putting me in acting classes that it completely changed the way that I just the way that I was. So I started taking acting classes and I learned how to talk, and I learned how to talk to people. I guess I knew how to talk, but I didn't know how to speak. And I pretty much like got the means and tools, and for, I guess, lack of better phrasing, the confidence to be able to actually communicate with people. And so I took those acting classes, and then same thing in elementary school. I took an improv club in the 4th grade, and it opened my eye. It showed me how fun it was. It showed me how much I enjoyed like the craft of creating characters and scenarios and acting. Continued to do theater in middle school, continued to do it in high school, and I literally am only who I am because of acting. I see life through the lens of theater. It's something that my teacher / director in high school / at the time second mother taught me. It was a new viewpoint on life, and I literally see everything through the lens of theater. And if it wasn't for acting, I wouldn't know how to talk to people. I wouldn't be confident enough to even be here with the 3 of you right now. I probably wouldn't be confident enough to be friends with any of you. So that's where I stem from. It's very, very cliche, and I don't even know if we'll keep this in the show, but I literally am only who I am because of acting. If it wasn't for my mom putting me in that class, I wouldn't know how to do anything.
Tanner, do you remember the first movie that you saw that made you want to be like, I want to make movies? What is it?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, dude, Pulp Fiction's so fucking good.
Great movie.
When did you first see it? Like when you were a kid?
14. 15, no. 16.
I think I probably saw it at the same time.
I wanted to be an actor. I don't know, to answer Griff's question, I didn't choose my passion. As corny as it sounds, my passion chose me. I mean, as you guys know, I literally grew up in the entertainment industry. My dad, he worked in the entertainment industry before I was born, and then after I was born, he moved into local television, which sounds like a completely different thing, but it truly is the same thing as
It's live theater
movie, essentially. Like it's just it's cameras and saying and being a person that you're not, essentially.
What did he do before he was on the news?
He was a PA, and he did a lot of improv stuff. He actually trained at Second City.
I was gonna say Brad seems like a comedian.
Yeah, he did stand up for a while. He really wanted to be an actor, and I mean, as some of you guys, he's very much an idea guy. Excuse me. So I actually have a few scripts from like the 90s that like my dad and his friend at the time, like they came up with a story and then his friend wrote it. So like, yeah, I've got a couple scripts that are like story by Brad Perry and then
that's fucking awesome,
written by
man.
someone else. Funny enough, actually one of the scripts is called TJ and the Knights. And the other one was a TV show called Tanner's World. And that was written in 1992, so that was before
Tanner was your grandfather's name?
Tanner is my great grandfather's name. It's my grandfather's middle name and my dad's middle name, so it's a family name. But Olivia did my sister, she did a play, or she had a callback for a play when I was like 9, and I went and I asked if it just looked fun, and I was like, can I audition? And they're like, sure. I didn't get it, but I was like, yo, this is a lot of fun. And then yeah, I saw Pulp Fiction. Well, actually, no, before that, a friend of mine in high school was like, oh, you've acted and stuff. Do you want to write something with me? And I was like, sure. Like, I'm sure I've never done that or would even think to do that. And then like either that night or a couple days later, I had watched Pulp Fiction for the first time. And it was the first time where I was like, oh, I want to like make stuff. Like, I want to make that. To which I immediately wrote I was supposed to write it with my friend, but I completely just took over and I wrote Robbed, which at the time was called The Coffee Shop and the Liquor Store.
I feel like there's certain pieces of art you see that inspire you to make art, and that you're like, I could probably make something like that. And there's certain pieces that you're like, you see and you're like, oh, I don't even know where to begin to do that. And I think this tries passion, which is, you know, the fashion industry, and like you see certain people make certain things. Like, if you don't know who Rick Owens is, he's this brilliant designer, and you're just like, where do you even begin, like, to get to that point, like that end point? Like, where do you start? And so for me, as a kid, I always wanted to design. I used to draw women's dresses. I used to like design women's gowns, which is a weird thing for a little black boy to do, but like they're fucking beautiful, and like you can get so much into them, and it doesn't take away from what it is. It's just a dress, you know. So you can do many things with them, and you still, you know, can come to the same conclusion. But what drew me to styling was actually working at our previous place that shall not be named, seeing how people's lives can be changed in like 30 minutes. Like the way they like carry their confidence, the way they speak, the way they walk, the way they talk is like, oh, I'm not just doing them a service from the way, based on the way they look, legitimately change their lives. And it always feels like super profound. But it's like when I was working at Suit Supply, there were dudes would come in and they're like, yeah, I'm buying my first suit, I'm interviewing for blank, and they have no idea like how the way they look is going to change their entire life. And so like as like, you know, surface level, and as like, I don't know, like shallow as the way you look can seem, it really, like, I'm saying like so many times, it really affects how you feel on the inside. So more even than the way you look, it's the way you feel you look. And I know that based on like me being somebody whose body has changed so much, and like going from being very thin and like conventionally good looking. The only reason I say that is because like I've been told, I've been scouted for casting and acting and modeling and stuff, and like I was conventionally good looking. I was thin, I was tall, you know, I have decent skin, my like, you know, the color of my skin, whatever. And then going from being that to like being categorically overweight, and you know, maybe not being what's conventionally attractive now. What matters more about like the way I feel is the way how I feel like I look. There's been times where I can wear the same outfit, and based on like how I'm feeling that day, I feel like I look amazing. And then a couple days later, I'll wear the same outfit and I feel some way about myself, and I feel like shit, and I feel like I look bad. And that like affects my mood. And I think just giving somebody something to hold on to about like the way they look, and like, again, as shallow as that is, like that really can affect you. And so for me, like that's why I got into styling, because I can do more to help somebody than you would ever think, just based on like the way their fucking pants fit, you know. So
Griff?
Yeah, admittedly, the reason I started getting into it was, if we want to look at it in the dumb way, it's probably a bit of narcissism. If we want to look at it in a more romantic way, it was a sense of wanting to be liked. Because my sister, she and her friends, they every Friday in high school, she used to do something called Photo Friday, which is just her and her friends. They would go and they would take a bunch of photos all across campus in different areas with different groups of people. Became a big thing to the point where like yearbook basically just hit her up and said, hey, we're just going to take all your photos. And that's how we're going to make our yearbook. And me being the little brother, she was just like, hey, screw you, take our photos. And I was sitting there and I thought to myself, I was like, damn, so long as we're at the same school, I'm going to take these photos of her. So I might as well make them nice. And so I started like trying and getting the angles and like paying more attention to it. And it was the first time I got a compliment on a photo. They're like, wow, this is actually really good. Because everybody used to trash on my photos all the time. I would take photos of my sisters, my mom, and they're like, this is terrible. But yeah, the first time I got a compliment, I was like, oh my God, they liked something I did. And it's something that I just kept going from there. I guess back then, because like nowadays I look at stuff more as a photojournalist. I don't think we've talked about this. We maybe talked about it on this show. We did a little bit on the show one time about how nowadays my idea is basically preserving history, I guess, and just documenting on how things are. But thinking about it, I guess back in the day when I was starting those Photo Fridays, it was the same thing. It was just the slices of life of a bunch of high schoolers. And me taking the responsibility of wanting those people to have their fun, I guess, and have it be memorized or memorialized rather.
I think like photography is like a super, super important part of modern human culture. It's like we used to fucking draw on the walls and like try to preserve the way things looked. And now that we can actually like have a photorealistic version, it's kind of like super important. Photography school is fuck. I mean, obviously all of us have that passion for photography.
Yeah.
Anyways.
How long have we been recording?
1:58:27.
Yeah. We went like I said, it was a good fucking conversation, man. That was like
Let's do a would you rather. Let's do one.
Let's do one.
Your best one real quick.
Let's do one would you rather. I don't do that.
We're doing just one would you rather?
Or one or two, maybe.
How many did you have total?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You had 6, right?
I have one that's like would be a good entire episode, so I'm not going to use that one.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
It's really good. Week. Yeah. Let's do this one. Would you rather have the ability to stay awake for 11 months at a time? So you could stay awake for 11 months straight, but you have to sleep for an entire month. So like out of a year, you could be awake for fucking 11/12 of it, but you have to sleep for 1/12 of it. Or you have the ability to possess anyone's body on the planet for an entire week, but you can only do it once a year.
I'm gonna stay up for 11 months straight.
I think I'd probably pick that as well. Griffin?
My thinking is if there.
Well, no, let's
just answer the question.
Answer the question, then we'll discuss it afterwards.
11 months.
I would do the possess someone's body for 1 week.
Okay. Since you're the only one with a different answer, what's your reasoning?
I feel like you could do a lot in those 11 months. Like there's a lot of time that you wouldn't lose sleeping. I really like sleeping. I take a lot of naps, and I feel like in that month that I would be sleeping, I'd miss a lot of stuff. Like imagine sleeping. I don't know if you had to pick the month, because I wouldn't want to sleep in December. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but like imagine picking a month and the biggest things happen that month. Like
I'm sleeping through September. Fuck the summer.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like staying up that long is. I only choose to possess someone's body a week because I don't want to be up for 11 months. It's not necessarily that I want to. I have no interest in possessing someone for a week, but since that's the alternative, I'll take it.
Yeah. My thing was like, if you possess somebody's body, you could like possess Jeff Bezos's body and change the world for so much good.
Oh wow.
So it's like, how's it gonna affect me? Like if I could be up for 11 months, If I could be up for 11 months, dude, like
The efficiency.
imagine the
much.
shit you could get done. There's an episode of American Dad where he could take pills and he doesn't sleep, and he has an entire second life. You could have an entire life separate from your regular day life if you could be up all night.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could get so much done. You could write, you could fucking work out, you could like practice, you could learn a language in like a month if you could be up
Be
for an extra 8
Batman.
hours. You could be Batman.
Nice.
And
My
wouldn't have to worry about your
question
day
is
job.
like, what's that?
You wouldn't have to worry about your day job because you could
Yeah.
just go to your day job.
My question is like, what would like if there would be any consequences to you taking
there'd be a lot of-
else's,
I
like
mean-
if you took someone's body for a week,
There'd
is-
genuinely be not philosophical, like mental issues, like if you had to be psychological issues where if you were up for 11 months, you would go fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
Your brain needs a break. But like, for the hypothetical.
Well, I was gonna say if you're in a position where you physically can stay up for 11 months straight, I feel like
you wouldn't be that
Your-
bad.
yeah, I feel like your
Your
mentality
brain might
would
be,
like
yeah.
You'd be lonely for 8 hours a day.
Shit would go
become
by
your
really
norm.
fast. Yeah,
Mhm.
you would be like days would just blend together. But like, dude, you could just
Yeah.
like if I could work out, like
Like so
study a
many-
language, like learn to code or whatever in the middle of the night, and then during the day I could just fucking hang out.
I feel like at that
Whatever I
point,
want.
instead of blending together, your days would actually split. Like I feel like
You'd
at
have,
that
like-
point you would just be like, oh, it's Tuesday and then Tuesday night.
Oh fuck, that's tight.
You'd live 2 lives.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good concept. Like that'd be a good concept for a superhero, like the hero that like your superpower is that you don't have to sleep. Like your body just doesn't just like recovers on its own. And like that'd be a
It's
cool,
him, Insomnia Man.
It's me.
It would just be insomnia.
Insomnia
It would just be
Man.
insomnia.
Yeah, his name would be just Insomnia.
Dude, honestly, again, to get back
What's
into
your
our
power? I can
Batman
do anything
discussion,
the fuck I want because I got all
It's
the
like-
time in the world.
And it's Al Pacino because he was in the movie Insomnia. Keep going.
yeah. But like, why would Batman just not be called the Bat? And why would Spider-Man not just be called the Spider? Like, there's no fucking Spider Kid or Spider Woman. It's just the Spider
There's
and
a
the
Spider.
Bat.
Well, the thing
There
with Batman
is,
is
but-
a lot of thugs call him the Bat.
Yeah,
say,
they
"It's
do.
The Bat.
That's
like-
because Christopher Nolan makes good movies, and he was like,
No.
Batman is
They
a
say that in the
fucking
games.
stupid
They-
name.
yeah,
like, in
they've
the
said
comics.
that's been a thing.
Those
Bro.
games
That was in
came
the
out after
comics.
movies, man. Would you rather have a stuffy nose forever or a sore throat forever? Isn't that
Stuffy
fucking
nose.
awful? Chevelle suggested that shit, and I was like, that's terrible to have. to
Stuffy
choose.
nose.
Stuffy, yeah. I used to get chronic sore throats, and I would go stuffy nose for sure. I used to get chronic strep throat. I get strep
Griffin?
throat like once every 3
Stuffy
months.
nose easily because I mean like allergies, bro. Like people get those already. Perpetual stuffy noses.
Vlad loves sneezing. One of Vlad's favorite feelings is sneezing. If he had a stuffy nose all the time,
I would
he'd
say
just be,
sore
like,
throat.
in heaven. Really?
I would say sore throat. That would suck.
I'm a smoker, so having a sore throat all the time would kill me.
I mean, I think both would drive me insane
Dude,
because
a
I'm not
sore
used to
throat
it.
is
Austin,
the
did you answer? Did you
worst
say
thing.
stuffy nose?
I said stuffy nose for sure.
It is totally
just-
awful, but I would use it. I would be
That's
gravel voice man. Like I would
tight.
like.
It'd be
I would.
sick. You'd
It
have
would
that
become
sexy
my
gravel
thing.
voice
I
all
would
the time.
sound like. What's his name? Carter Slade. What's the actor that plays Carter Slade?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. I'll just be the next Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, or just Bradley Cooper from A Star
I
Is
love how
Born.
Sam Elliott just is the same character in every fucking movie.
He's just Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he's just himself. He shows up in fucking The Big Lebowski, and he's just Sam Elliott. Like
He's
you're
the
like,
narrator.
yeah, okay, man.
Hearing him-
Sam
The
Elliott
Elliott
narrator is Sam Elliott.
In one of the Hollywood Reporter, no, it's not Hollywood Reporter. He in like an interview, he talks about his dad and like the pressure of like being an actor because of his dad's expectations, and it's a cool insight on.
Is he
Sam
Honey?
Elliott.
Is he Honey Boy? Is he the original Honey Boy? Or what's it called? What's that
The
movie?
Peanut Butter
with Shia
Falcon?
LaBeouf? No, the other one. That's
Honey
Honey Boy,
Boy.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the original Honey Boy. This one's fucking stupid, but it's hilarious. Okay, so would you rather every time you walked everywhere, you were super fast, like the Flash? So like every time you wanted to go somewhere, you'd walk super fast, but you can't choose to not be that way. Everywhere you go, you're just there in an instant. Or you could walk regular speed everywhere, but you could walk on your hands perfectly. Like there's
Like
no
you have
struggle
to?
at all.
It's
But you
only
have to
while
walk
walking.
on your hands. It's
So if
no,
you're
it's-
walking,
Well, it's like
You
anytime you want to go anywhere, you basically teleport there. You're like the Flash. So like if you got up to go to the bathroom, you would teleport to the bathroom and teleport back. Or you could just do things at a normal speed, but you just have to walk on your hands.
Well, okay, but my question, oh God,
So
my
fucking
question
stupid.
about this lies in, okay, driving. Like, can you still drive?
Yeah, you would walk to your car, and then when you drive, you would just drive normal.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
I'll take the flash speed, the teleporting, whatever.
So
Which one would you take, Austin?
I would take the Flash speed as well.
Griffin, which
I'll
one would
talk
you
about it
take?
after.
Flash speed.
Vlad's gonna say the opposite.
You're gonna be contrarian again.
He's been a contrarian.
No, but I'm just thinking about like
Just answer it
lanes
because I
and,
think your reason's the same reason as mine. Why you would pick the other one?
Yeah. I'd say the hands. I'd say the hands one.
And I think the reason why is because then every time you're with somebody, you
Watch
can't walk
this.
anywhere with anybody.
No. The government
like,
would
oh, I'll
have you
meet-
in a cage in a week.
I will meet you there. I'll meet you down the. It's like, oh, let's go for a walk. It's like I fucking can't. I'm the Flash. I can't choose not to.
Yeah.
Everything you do would just be an instant.
I'd
I
rather
guess,
be
like-
the weird guy on YouTube walking on his hands. And
Yeah,
get
which would be
jacked
cool as
from
fuck,
that.
honestly.
But here's the thing. Here's what I thought about is like you would have, because I immediately thought about you can't go on a walk with somebody. Like I was like, what if I go on a date? And like I want to walk around somewhere. I can just walk 10 feet ahead and then just scream at her from 10 feet away. As she
Yeah, man, that's not
me,
weird
right?
at all.
But but it's my reality, so she'd have to
That's
adapt.
true. She doesn't
My
deal with it. And then
only
you'd be a superhero. You'd probably be
The
rich as fuck.
alternative is walking on my hands, and then we can't hold hands. She's gonna have to hold my fucking Jordans.
See, that's weird. It's just I'm
You'd
thinking
still wear
about,
shoes if you walked on your hands.
That's actually great. Well, you would, because when you sit down, then your feet are on the monkey
Would you
ground.
guys? Would you wear gloves?
Yeah.
I probably would wear gloves.
And they would have to be nice gloves.
Well, gloves are the socks. Then you would need like hand shoes.
Well, gloves are
Just wear
kind of hand
gloves.
shoes.
No, gloves are the socks.
Gloves or socks.
Here's the thing. My only reasoning for not choosing to be the Flash, because I love that, and the Flash is like my second favorite DC hero. It's the fact that I genuinely don't think you'll do it for long enough before someone stops you. Like if
I
you're
mean, you
moving
could-
everywhere and
you could
And they
Super.
couldn't catch you.
Yeah, they
dude,
could-
all you'll be doing is running away from the U.S. military. That'll be your life.
That's true.
That's
Then
fine.
I'll run across the sea to England.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say
just
at that
to
point you're
capture you.
literally just like, cool, I'm gonna walk into the middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah.
they can't catch up to you.
Yeah, I feel like you
Exactly.
couldn't exist anywhere normal anymore.
Dude,
that would
literally
suck.
what happens?
So weird.
No,
never
but
be
you
able to live a
couldn't.
normal
You
life.
couldn't if you always walked on your hands.
You would be weird though. You would just be
You would
weird.
just be a weird
And I
guy.
That's
wanna
the
be a
thing.
gymnast,
No one, you wouldn't have a normal life. People wouldn't fucking talk to you. No one would date
But
you.
my point is, no, the government won't come after me for being a monkey man.
Here's the thing:
You know
the
what I'm
government,
saying?
the government
you
would have
wouldn't
to
have
figure it out.
But dude, eventually someone would be like, "Yo, this guy like runs at the speed of light. What's going
All the
on?" Like there would be consequences.
Oh my
If
god.
you're on your hands, no one will want to talk to
And you simply walk away from them.
No,
If they
actually,
have a question- Wait,
here's
can
the
you still
thing.
run as the Flash?
The U.S.
have a normal-
government, the U.S. government wouldn't come after you if you walked on your hands. The fucking nearest psych ward would. Like, no
No.
one's gonna
Dog
see a
catchers would
man
come get you.
every day only walking on his hands and be like, yeah, he's just weird. No, they would put you in the fucking
Stuff
hospital.
happens nowadays where people will just be like, "Oh, he's a gymnast. That's it."
Oh
Look
my
at
god.
Ty
that's
Lee in
so-
Avatar: The Last Airbender. She's always walking on her hands. She's a
In a
Okay.
in a cartoon
Yeah.
But it's the same thing.
about fucking magic people.
But my point is, the Flash and A-Train are okay in their respective universes because it's a fake magic people. You can't run at the speed of light and not think someone's gonna come after you.
Okay,
And they could not catch you, dude.
Griffin, what
But
if
you
when you're
can't live a
asleep
normal
in your
life.
apartment and the
That's
freaking
true.
like FBI go knocking through and tase you?
I
What
just
you
have-
gonna do?
here's
Dude.
the thing. If the FBI knocks into your house, you're going to wake up and you're going to say, oh, someone's here. And then you're gone.
So you're
I
gonna
just-
They
live a
run
life on the
faster than their
run?
bullets.
You're
But you're
more
gonna
likely
live
to
on
be
the
able to
run?
live a regular life if you walk on your hands everywhere. You're more likely to be able
That's
to.
my point.
Whether
I'm-
you
I don't
can
give
or
a
not is
shit.
you
I
just
don't
have
think so
superpowers,
because
you
here's
fucking
the
dork.
thing. Here's the thing.
Jesus.
Walking on your hands is going to be, you're going to be like, oh, I'm the weird guy for a week.
You get fucking
2 more weeks,
jacked.
you're going to fucking kill yourself because you're gonna be sick of being the weird guy.
Think about this.
The bullying you would get.
Yeah. Think about if you're
30.
walking into class and you have to do that on your feet. You're walking on your feet into class, and then you have to sit down in your fucking seat by doing a flip. But then alternatively,
That's tight.
Dude, no, think about this. You have to
Not
go to the
every
bathroom
fucking
and
time.
You're walking in shit covered floor
Oh,
because
yeah.
nobody knows how to piss and shit.
Look, man,
Yeah,
I
you guys
chose
are
super
wrong.
fast.
You guys are wrong.
I chose super fast.
What are you
All of us
talking
did
about?
except
know
Vlad.
it's
Why'd you
me
say
that
you
this is
guys?
me.
Yeah, Jesus
Griffin.
Christ.
I just know why I would choose the hands, and that's because I want to
Yes.
have a social life. And I
But you
think my
wouldn't.
friends, you guys, would accept me
Jesus
if I walked
Christ.
on my
Yes, you
hands.
could though. You literally could, Griffin.
Because
yes,
you're
you
Mr.
could.
Shit Hands in the bathroom.
Dude,
No,
you
just
would
not
be
even that.
weird.
I don't think people would be willing to talk to you if
Yeah.
literally think about this. So let's say the four of us are about to go on a night,
Yeah.
and then we have to be like, we got to bring the guy that walks on his hands.
He can't
Because
go on
then
the dance floor.
He has to go through an entire bar on his hands.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
weird.
to go to people. Not only is it
You might
weird,
get kicked out of
no one's going to
places.
talk to you.
Yeah,
No one's
you
going to
might-
go
they
up
might not
to the
let you
weird
in.
guy.
So my point is, someone who can run at the speed of light does not exist in our reality from what we know. There we go. Your argument is literally derailed.
That's true.
So,
That
But it's
does not
hypothetical.
exist in our reality. People that walk on their hands is
That
which
we
is
know
why
of.
it would be badass. And
That we
everybody's
know
like,
of.
"Yeah,
It
dude,
would
it's
be
cool.
bad. That's literally what I said. From what we know, no one's running at the speed of light. But my
Okay, I
point
have
is,
one
people are
more.
gonna find out. They're gonna go. I'm gonna be like, "Whoa, Tanner's the Flash."
You're fast.
I might think it's really cool, but someone's inevitably gonna go, "Hey, wait a minute, what's going
That's
on?"
if you're in the U.S. government. Or like
Every
if you're
government.
in the United States.
If
If
live
you go to
anywhere-
Every
fucking
government.
Africa, no, if you go to Africa where there's literally no one around, they're just gonna be like, that's the person
Where
who
they
runs fast.
have-
That's it.
Where they
It's
have
their speed.
famines and
people are gonna figure out that
genocide.
you're a speedster. It does not exist in our
Speed
reality.
Force.
Here's
From
the
what we
other thing
know.
is you'd be so fast that nobody
was
can
me
even
the whole time,
perceive
Barry
you.
Allen.
Griffin, someone would figure it out, dude.
You're
Barry,
too
when you
fast to
nutted
be
in 3
perceived.
seconds, it
You're
was
faster
me.
than the speed of light.
It was me, Barry. I'm the one who makes you
Church, you
think
walk
that
so
you nutted at a
fast.
woman's
Yeah.
touch.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
Here's the thing though. When it comes to the ideas and the reality that is like, let's the
hypothetical
Flash's
doesn't matter.
reality. No. But like that was introduced at some point, like it wasn't like they saw someone fast and they're like, this is now a thing, and then moved on with
That's
their
in a
lives. Like it
world
was
where there's Superman and
Dude,
Green Lantern.
but again,
Batman.
Superman, there had to be a first Superman, or there
Barry
has to be
Allen
that
lives
first anomaly.
underground.
Yes,
He can't
but that
live a
doesn't
normal
exist
life.
in our reality. There isn't a Superman.
Also,
That's
the
what I'm
difference
saying.
is
There
that the Flash
wasn't
can
a Superman in
choose-
that reality, and then
the
eventually they just got
difference is
used
that
to
the
it.
Flash
But you would
can
be the only
choose or
person.
not.
You would
Yeah,
literally be
and
the only
you-
one. There isn't all of a sudden gonna be a Superman and a Green Lantern. You're just the Flash.
And I'd be on Ripley's Believe It or Not. I'd be so fucking cool.
No,
guy's
dude, the
so
government would
fast,
have you in a
believe it or not.
cage testing your DNA. That's
Government
what
couldn't
Okay,
catch me.
I have. This is the last one. That's so fucking ridiculous. Would you rather have all? So every time you go somewhere, every dog you see wants to attack you, or every bird that is around wants to attack you? Which would you rather have, dogs or birds?
Bird. Wait, no, dog. Sorry, I'm out of order.
Go ahead.
So
Attack?
either dogs
Yeah,
or birds
attack.
attack you.
Every
Is
time you
killing
went
myself
like,
an
out-
option.
This one's stupid because I feel like it's obvious.
Birds, I guess.
Yeah, it's birds, obviously.
Really? I say dogs.
Dogs. Easily dogs.
I could kill every dog, every bird. I
no,
could
you
kill every
can't.
bird.
No, you
No, you
can't.
can't.
No,
dude.
you can't. They are attacking you. That's what you just said. They have to
Yeah,
attack
no.
you.
And so I'll kill them when they attack me.
No.
At that
Busted,
point,
if a
kill
flock of
yourself if
birds
they're
are
literally
flying at
always
you.
doing it.
no.
Dude, if
That's
a
not a
flock of
normal life.
birds Are flying at
Well, no,
you,
here's the thing. It's not that they're hunting you, it's that when they see you, they want to attack you, right? I mean, birds are everywhere.
What's the difference? An attack
Because,
is
like,
just a failed hunt.
Well, no, it's not like dogs are sniffing you out and trying to catch you
Should
in
be
your
a
home.
successful hunt.
It's like if
An
you're in your
unplanned hunt.
house, The dogs aren't trying to come for you. It's when they see you, they want to attack you.
I think
Here's
I
the
could fight a
thing.
dog easier. Not that I would want to kill a dog, because I wouldn't.
Dude, there's
But-
dogs that weigh like 230
Well, no,
pounds.
that's
Yeah,
what
but
I was
kill you
gonna
in an
birds are
instant.
say.
Not fighting fucking wolves, dude. I'm never in the middle of the wilderness like that. And dogs are one-dimensional. They're
Yeah,
always
but like
almost-
Austin's dog could take you down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're walking down the street and you see like a fucking massive Rottweiler or pit bull or even a fucking golden retriever, and that
Golden
shit
retriever could
bites
fuck you
you,
up.
An Italian
That's the thing.
Mastiff.
that's the thing
Yeah.
is like a dog. You get
It's ruining your
you
day.
Well, not even that. You get picked by a bird and you're like, I got a little cut. A dog bites you, you could lose a fucking leg. Like
Exactly.
that's
That's what I'm
Here's
saying.
I'll say. Here's what I'll
10
say.
crows, I'm fucking killing 10 crows.
No,
I mean,
no,
I'm
you're
the
not.
dickhead who killed
those
10
are
crows.
fucking massive,
You are
bro.
not.
No, you're
Ravens
not.
are
Crows
massive.
are
Also,
big.
Crows are not massive.
more importantly, you walk along a street and you look at the power line and there's 50 fucking pigeons. You think you can handle 50 things no matter their size attacking you at
What,
once?
do you have a
You're getting
flamethrower in your
foolish.
back pocket?
But also
Absolutely
think about
not.
I'm in a
fucking
car.
America. How many people just have dogs? How many people
Everybody has
walk
a
their
fucking dog.
dogs?
Absolutely. Here's the thing. Both are really, really hard situations.
Yeah,
But
both
I
are
think
just
if I had
terrible.
a taser or a gun,
I think you
could
could
take
probably
down
avoid a dog
easier than
easier.
birds.
Okay,
can
wait.
avoid
Then
them
I guess let's, because a lot of that wasn't within the question. Like I feel like we're like, yeah, if I had this, then it would totally be. But like,
What
if
do you
it's
mean
just
by that?
you, if it's just you and the fucking animal, you'd really take a dog bite over getting fucking poked
Because it's
by
a
a bird.
one-dimensional fight.
Yeah. I would rather take on a dog.
A
than bird.
dog?
I don't give a shit. It's one-dimensional.
Bet.
It's just
I mean, I
an
could fuck
easier
up a dog.
Bet,
plane.
Griff.
It's
Yeah.
just
Good
an
to know.
easier plane. That's what I
Good
mean.
to know.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
It's one-dimensional.
and
I don't have
the
to worry
biggest
about
difference-
things coming from
Yeah.
all over the
Griff's
place.
gonna be like going about his week, and I'm gonna like train a dog.
To just
Or I'm not gonna
fucking-
train it. I'm gonna hire someone with a
a
trained dog to
Belgian
just
Malinois
attack,
just to fucking rip
Griff,
your arm off.
and then like later in the week, I'll have a bunch of birds attack him, and then I'll be like, "So Griff,
Which was worse.
which was worse?" Hmm?
Well, Griff will probably be able to kick a dog as opposed to swat 5 birds.
Exactly.
I would love to see a Rottweiler charging at Griff at 40 miles per hour, and him just be like, "Nah."
Do you understand that both are problems?
No,
I don't
I
think-
100%.
Tanner,
No, I
don't
know
think that
for a
you
fact
could take
both
on
are
I don't think
problems.
you could
I'm
take
not
on one
saying,
bird.
yeah.
I
There's
literally
no
don't
way
think
I'm
you
saying,
can handle one bird, Tanner.
Yeah, I also don't think I would be able to handle one dog that's actually trying to attack
No,
me.
both
And
are
that's the
really
difference.
hard.
But
I
what
think
I'm
I'd
saying,
rather
try to
what
take
I'm
on
saying
someone.
is, I think the injury from a bird is going to be a lot less, damaging than an injury from a. That's the
Your
only
dog
way I'm
doesn't
looking at
kill
this.
you.
The
It really
only
dog
way
can
I'm looking
kill
at
you.
this, because you're getting attacked no matter what. The only way I am looking at this is what the injury coming out of it's going to be, which
Yeah.
again is why getting
And
fucking
dog.
poked by a bird, where it's like, oh, that fucking hurt. Yeah, maybe you'll bleed. If you get bit by a dog, you are going to the hospital.
Yeah, dog could kill you.
But
Like,
again,
here's
it's
the
so
thing.
situational. It depends what
Yeah.
dog, what bird.
those dogs
where
are
you
guaranteed to be put down, so I win anyways.
But you lost an arm, or you got your throat ripped out by a fucking Finn
Wow.
jumps on your back and snaps your neck, and you're dead.
Dude,
Like, you don't win. You're
Ivy.
dead.
Ivy bites you. If
Dude,
she actually
I
bites
could
you,
hunt Ivy.
I'm breaking.
I'm
her
sure
fucking
you could.
jaw.
But she
I'm
could also
destroying
rip your
that
Achilles
fucking
out.
animal.
And then you
cool.
have a year.
You still got injured.
Yeah, you have a year of
You think I'm
recovery
getting
because
injured
your
by
Achilles is.
Ivy?
Dude, she could easily rip your Achilles. Easy
Uh-uh.
rupture your Achilles.
Any
think of a-
dog,
If you
any
think a
dog of
pigeon-
any size can
So,
hurt you.
Tanner, you don't think a
badly.
pigeon
Well,
stabbing
yeah,
you in the
but-
neck's gonna do anything?
A pigeon
Oh.
weighs like 2 pounds.
And its
Talons
beak
too.
impaling your neck does not
Diseased
weigh 2 pounds. That
talons.
weighs your life.
Well, also,
Idiot.
birds aren't as they aren't as direct.
They're just also not designed to kill you. A dog has fucking giant canine teeth.
Dogs
And
are literally
my-
hunters.
My dog's bite force
Not
is
all
that of
Ivy's
like
a
a
hunter?
fucking bear.
Yeah, she's a
Not-
poodle.
No, but look
Ivy-
at how some
Oh,
birds
yeah,
she
she
actually
hunts
is.
rats.
She actually is a fucking hunting dog, technically.
Yeah, they hunt rats.
But
We just
look at-
didn't train her
So
to
like,
do that.
look at how some birds hunt, like you were saying, mice
Oh,
or even
dude,
better fish.
yeah, a falcon's gonna rip your eyes out, dude. For
Yeah,
sure.
again,
That's
it's
that's the
situational.
end
If
of your
it's
shit.
if like a Pomeranian is attacking, it's different than if like
Dude,
a
my
German
brother
Shepherd
got
is attacking.
because also
My brother got bit by a Pomeranian, had like 17 stitches on his leg.
well, what I meant with
Through
like
his genes.
what I meant with directional is like, okay, if a bird's coming at you and you swat it, or like you do one
Would
thing,
not hit.
it might miss. A dog, if a dog's charging at you, a dog will charge. Like that's the scary and also dumb thing about dogs.
You're like,
If
stand
something
still.
will get in a dog's way, they don't stop. They run into the
burn.
shit.
This all
You're
day.
Come on, dog. Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
this all
dude,
day.
dogs have no like dogs.
It'd be so much
can't
more fun to
dodge.
fight dogs, though, for sure. It'd be so much more fun.
Okay, Michael Vick.
fucking
God damn.
All I
You could
do, all I do is I
pick a
just
dog
jump
up
on a
and just
car.
fucking boom.
I just jump on top of a car. The dog can't get me.
A dog can jump on a car, Griff.
Yeah, dude.
No, fuck it.
Jeez.
This entire dogs conversation, I've never hated Griffin more.
Dude, just wear
I've
armor.
genuinely
everywhere you go,
never
and then-
hated
No,
Griffin
because here's
more.
the thing: is
Just
I'm
wear
a
plate
cat
mail,
guy.
and you don't have to worry about fucking birds.
Yeah, you're
My
walking in
thing
the
is-
night in a like a suit of armor.
Hello,
Just at night.
ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
then I'll
Have you
just
seen
do
any
that.
and
dogs
there's
nearby?
birds attacking you.
Then I'll just do that for dogs. I'll just wear fucking armor around dogs, dude.
Dude,
I
a
know,
dog's
that's
gonna
what I'm
knock
saying.
you on the
Imagine
ground.
you're in
I
a
don't give a
Starbucks.
shit.
You're like in a Starbucks.
You're gonna give a shit when they knock you on the
Open it up.
ground and then bite your fucking face off, you idiot.
Here's the
There's
thing.
birds just hitting the window of a Starbucks.
No, not even the other one. You're in a Starbucks. You raise it. Hello, ma'am. Have you seen any Rottweilers nearby? I need to know.
Here's my thing: is I'm a cat guy, so I have no respect for dogs as a result because a cat is an infinitely more deadly animal than a dog.
Dogs deserve.
But no,
respect.
wait. A
Okay.
cat
Whoa.
is more deadly. My dog is gonna eat every house cat across.
Well,
But
but here's
cats
the
are
thing:
better
is
hunters.
the
I'm not
problem
the
with
house cat.
people. The problem with the comparison that you and other people make is because a house cat is a fraction of the size of your dog. If there was a cat the size of your dog facing
No,
your
of
dog,
course.
yeah,
That's
your
what a
dog's
tiger
fucking
is.
That's what I was gonna say. I was
Yeah.
like, that's called
But
a
a
big
house cat's
cat.
not that big.
No.
But a cat's not that big. Simply, it just
But my
isn't.
point is you think about what a dog is, and I don't give a shit unless it's a wolf.
Good to know.
Here's the thing.
Good to know.
Look, Griff, I agreed with you in saying that I'd rather fight a dog, but your reasoning right there, I do not agree with.
Dude, you would a 70-pound fucking Labrador Retriever, if it wanted to you, would kill you in minutes.
Both, here's the thing.
I
Both
can
have
lift
problems.
so much more than that.
I don't know why we're
fucking stay
trying.
up.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't
I don't know,
matter.
I don't know why we're trying to convince each other because both suck. If you have like
No,
5 birds pecking at you, what are you gonna do? If you have
I
a
got attacked
giant
by a-
dog charging at you, that sucks.
I've been attacked by both. Obviously, a dog's worse. But the thing about a bird, I got attacked by a bird. It hit me in the back of the head. I turned around and it was gone. It's stealth.
Yeah.
A crow attacked the back of my head because I was near its. Yeah, it hit me and I turned around. I thought it was my brother because I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And he's like, "Dude, a bird literally attacked the back of your head." And then I saw it come back and I ran away.
Why was a bird?
But-
attacking
Exactly.
you?
You were scared of
Because I was
one
clo-
fucking bird.
But hey,
I was close
hey,
to it. I was a child.
Austin, did you walk away scot free?
I was fine.
Did you get any
I
stitches?
finished my.
Did you get any stitches?
Legoland.
And
No,
guess what?
I was
Alright.
at Legoland.
Nobody gives a shit when a fucking bird attacks somebody, but people give a shit when a dog attacks somebody, and that's why they fucking get
Oh
killed.
my god,
anyways.
Griff.
What I'm saying
are
is the
fine.
dog
Yeah,
will
Griff, you literally
kill
just
you.
proved that the dog is worse than a fucking bird because
I
they
don't
don't
care.
put a bird down if it attacks someone.
I don't care.
Thanks
not
for
the
watching
worst.
Indistinct Chatter. I'm
No,
Tanner.
no. Oh, you asked all 5?
Oh no
Oh, you did?
no! I do
Oh,
have
there's
one
one
more.
more.
I'm
Alright.
Michael
Would you
Vick.
rather be able? Would you rather be able to speak to any animal or turn yourself into any animal?
Speak.
Oh fuck! It's so hard. I'm gonna be
A furry?
I'm gonna turn myself into an animal.
I'm turning myself.
Turn myself.
Yeah, I'm turning myself
So
into
you-
a fucking eagle, and I'm coming all
You
over
can-
you guys.
You could
Jesus
make so
Christ.
much money. You could be a billionaire by speaking to animals, but you could never fly, dude.
I was gonna say I'd rather fly than
Yeah, you
talk to
could. It's
squirrels.
called plane.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's different.
I'm dive bombing.
Imagine being an
cannibals.
albatross. Imagine being an albatross and you're just flying across the ocean, dude. Never landing. There's birds that fly for like 90% of their life. They fly forever. And they're
That's incredible.
giant seabirds. They weigh like 60 pounds. They're
Dude.
huge.
That'd be beautiful.
I imagine like a really cool like video game where you can switch whenever you want to, like Grand Theft Auto 5. You can switch characters.
Yeah.
Because like imagine being a fish in the ocean, like a little sea bass, and you're just swimming around, and there's a shark behind you, and
you switch to the shark,
and then you switch to the shark, and then you're like.
Here's the thing: I've lived my entire life as a human, and it's been fucking great. And there's a lot of dogs. There's a lot of dogs and animals that I would love to talk to, and like I would be totally fine with that. Like I don't need to change anything in my life. There's just more people I would like to talk to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could hear some amazing stories from some animals.
Totally.
And their perspective would be so interesting.
Because I also feel like the way that technology's going is pretty much anything that an animal can do, humans are going to be able to do at some point. Like
it would be the Rick and Morty episode where he's talking, where he can hear the squirrels, and they're like, "That boy can hear us," and they chase Morty, and he loses his mind. Honestly, my only reasoning
like he can't
because I would want to fly. That's literally it. I would love.
Yeah, I mean, literally, or like to be in the ocean and like swim at that
speed.
Like,
completely different
being
experience.
Anglerfish, the ones with the dangle on the front, the light.
Dude,
well, that's deep sea. I don't want to be down there. It's spooky.
That'd be sick.
You're an apex predator down there,
dude. I'd want to be an owl. Owls are like my favorite animal. That would be so sweet. Anyway.
Thanks for watching it. No, that's not even how I end it.
Thanks for watching.
This has been Indistinct Chatter. I'm Tanner.
I'm Austin.
I'm Michael Vick.
And I'm Vlad.
Why, dude?
Thanks for watching Indistinct Chatter. I'm Tanner.
I'm Austin.
I'm Griffin Michael.
Here's the fucking thing, man. All right. You want like a job and stuff, and I'm trying to make sure that you can get jobs, Griffin. Thanks for watching Indistinct Chatter. I'm Tanner.
I'm Griffin, and I'm willing to fight any dog in the tri-state area.
And I'm Vlad.
Thanks for
What's the tri-state area for you, man? Is it Arizona, New Mexico?
I guess the quad
Utah
state area with the four corners.
There you go. Colorado, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dog in New Mexico that's a pit bull. It's like probably like 200 pounds. It's gonna fucking kill you in 1 second.
It's coming after you.
It's New Mexico, dude. Have you been to New Mexico?
And the shit? No. We're gonna talk about Griffin's. No.
You're so great.
Why don't you?